Welcome everybody to This Week in EBW. I'm your host, EJ Tyler. Now this show will be up every Sunday. But before we get to talking about this new show, let's talk about how EBW has been changed. EBW has changed ever since Worlds Collide, when the best two backyard wrestling promotions in the world went head to head, when it was EBW versus MEBW. And in the main event of that pay-per-view, Matt Thunder versus Maximus Roman. It was a long time coming, trying to get Maximus out of the darkness just to speak. But once he spoke, greatness came out. And by God, greatness came back out in that backyard when Maximus went head-to-head with Matt Thunder. And it was much more matches. You can see that here on the EBW channel. But let's fast forward to Friday Night Fury. In the beginning of the show, we saw the general manager, the Falcon, with the Extreme Championship, talking to the Demon, the new upcomer. The Demon was trying so hard to get that match. He wanted a new match because let's not forget, a couple weeks before Friday Night Fury, he was in a match with the Silenced One, not Maximus Roman, the Silenced One, and lost to him in his debut match. But here we saw him return. He was asking the Falcon for a whole nother match that night, but never, ever got that match accepted. Falcon turned down and walked away. Then, in the next scene of the show, we saw Maximus Roman walk out and talk about how great he is. And he challenged anybody on YouTube to a match against him. But in his words, and I quote, "He is the best to ever say it, the best to ever do it. Mr. Better Than You, the best to do it on YouTube. He is King Maximus Roman." And that is just facts. So, with that being said, who will face Maximus Roman as he's in action this Friday on Friday Night Fury? But before I get to that, Jay Creed also had something to say as he showed off a little bit how he retained the championship at Worlds Collide. Now, we all thought that we lost the championship, but thanks to the Falcon coming out there and fixing the Executioner's mistake, we kept the EBW championship from MEBW taking it. But since the Falcon decided to talk about that mistake, that caused the Executioner to come out and go face-to-face with the Falcon. Not in a match, but to call him out. But then that also triggered the Demon, who we saw earlier in the show, to come out and face-to-face both men in a match for the Extreme Championship. The Falcon was not for it, but look what happened. The match ended up happening. It was a phenomenal match. We got to see greatness at its greatest. And in a certain turn of events, we saw the Demon capture the Extreme Championship from not one, but two legends of EBW in his second debut match. So, with that being said, what are we going to see this Friday when the Falcon has something to say about his championship? Or who are we going to see go against Maximus Roman this Friday as he takes action once again? I'm EJ Tyler, and this has been This Week in EBW.